Good morning students. Today we will discuss about chi-square test. It is also called as Pearson's chi-square test. So the applications of chi-square tests are goodness of fit and test for independence. So goodness of fit is nothing but when we have the sample data, how far it is related to the population. For example, when we toss a coin for 10 times, now if we get 6 times head and 4 times tail means, so that may be our sample data. But normally what we expect is 5 times head and 5 times tail. That may be the actual data we expect. So in that case, how far both are related, that we can apply this chi-square test in such situation. Then another application is test for independence, that is usually in case of categorical data. For example, how far knowledge is related to the age, knowledge is related to the residence, and knowledge is related to the economic status. So likewise, when we test the relationship between two categorical variables, how it is related to. The formula which we use is, this is called as chi-square, that is summation of the difference between the squared difference between observed and expected values divided by the expected value. Now let us with an example. So here in this example, we have to test the difference between whether there is any relationship between the habit of smoking and the occurrence of insomnia among 100 participants. So the data is given here. So the step 1 is, so here step 1 is as usual in case of a t-test, what we have discussed was null hypothesis we have to form, that is there is no relationship between smoking habit and the occurrence of insomnia. An alternative hypothesis, there is a relationship between smoking habit and insomnia and at 0.05 level of significance. And third step is we have to make contingency table. So contingency table is nothing but for the given data we have to make a table. So this table may be 2 into 2 table or 2 into 3 table or 3 into 3 table, like that. But here for our example we are making 2 into 2 table. So here smoking is present in this top, and here we have insomnia is present or not. So here we have categorized it in the column. Here insomnia with the smoking and non-smoking. So totally insomnia is present among 60 participants and no insomnia was present among 40 participants, and smoking was present among 30 participants, no smoking among 70 participants. Both row total and the column total is 100. So this is what is called as contingency table. So here row is 2 rows and 2 columns. So this is what the contingency table. Now let us do the calculation. So the calculation part is here. So here also I wanted to make a table. So for all observed values I have just written as it is, that is 20, 40, 10, 30, like that as it is I have written. Now let us calculate the expected value. So for 20, how we can calculate the expected value? For 20, so here 20 is there. So straight to that, the row total into the column total divided by the grand total. So that is what the way we have to calculate the expected value. That is for 20, let us calculate 60 into 30 divided by 100. So how much we'll get? Simply it is 6 3s are 18. And for 40, so for 40 how we can calculate? Row total is 60, column total is 70. 60 into 70 and the grand total is 100. 6 7s are 42. And 10, for 10 row total is 10, 40 and column total is 30. Grand total is 100. Similarly, we can simplify 4 3s are 12. For 30, row total is 40 and column total is 70. Grand total is 100. When we simplify, 4 7s are 28. So now we have to arrange these values in the table. So for 20, what is the expected value we have got was 18. For 40, we have got 42. For 10, we have got 12. For 30, we have got 28. Now let us see the difference between observed value and expected value. It's all I think same for all the values. Now let us make the square of that. So this is nothing but irrespective of the symbol. So we are not making the symbol difference here. It is plus or minus. It is not a problem. So here 4, 4, 4, 4. And now what we have to do? So we have to simplify with the expected value. So observed value minus expected value whole square divided by the expected value. So here if you simplify, we will get 0.22 and here 0.33 and here 0.95 and here 0.14. So like this we can simplify this. And when we look at the formula, so in the formula we have the chi-square is equal to the summation of observed value minus expected value whole square divided by the expected value. So when we add this, you will get 1.64. So this is the chi-square value. Chi-square value, calculated value is 1.64. So now we have to see the degree of freedom. Already we have calculated. For this, the category is in a t-test what we used to do n minus 1. But here the category is minus 1. So here row minus 1 and column minus 1 is the way we can calculate the degree of freedom. So two categories we have in the rows. And similarly in the column also we have the two categories. So 2 minus 1 into 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. So at similarly like t table we have chi-square table. So at chi-square table we have to see at our level of significance already we have stated as 0.05 level of significance. So degree of freedom 1 at 0.05 level of significance. The value is 3.84. So this is what the table value. Here we have to compare the calculated value and the table value in the next step. So when we compare the values, so our table value is greater. So in that case, what we have to do? We have to accept the null hypothesis. Accept the null hypothesis. And we have to reject the alternative hypothesis. That means what is the conclusion? There is no relationship. There is no relationship between smoking and insomnia. This is what the conclusion we have to write. I hope you all would have understood. If there is any doubt, let us clarify in the groups. Thank you.